Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today is a massive day for Call of Duty in general. In case you missed it, I'm not sure how you could have because it was so large earlier, but Call of Duty did go through and fully reveal Season 1 for MW3 and Warzone. I've already gone in-depth in a fully detailed video breaking down everything that was revealed and everything coming in Season 1 earlier on today. So if you haven't caught that video yet, feel free to go and check that out. It'll be linked down in the description below or at the end of this video on screen. But in addition to that, something else absolutely major happened today as well. Call of Duty, for truly the first time ever, actually acknowledged skill-based matchmaking. In addition to that, we also got some surprise patch notes, which I don't think anyone saw coming, and you might have missed those entirely with all the hype of everything else going on. So some very interesting details to dive into here today. As we get into it, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It would be really appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, or if you have not already subscribed yet, almost half the people watching the videos aren't subs. So if that's you, let's change that, because every single day, I'm your one-stop shop for all things going on in COD. News, updates, meta breakdowns, patch notes, you name it, it's all here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But as mentioned, yes, today we did actually see a surprise update go live. I'm not quite sure why we didn't just see these patch notes go live yesterday with the weekly update, considering all the other major news that dropped today. But nonetheless, I did want to go through these really quick because there are some pretty important things here. Like, for instance, the very first patch note we have: global cosmetics. Gaia and Gaia Black Cell Operator skins for Nova have been temporarily disabled. This is the Groot skin, Evil Groot, which obviously blends in a ton in game right now, borderline pay to win. This skin is currently completely removed from the game. Adjustments to improve the visibility of the Gaia operator skins are underway. Until these changes can be released to all players, these items will be unavailable to equip in Modern Warfare 3. So at some point, maybe next week with the launch of Season 1 or early into Season 1, we'll see the Gaia skins added back into the game, but they're going to be a lot brighter, a lot more visible. They probably won't stand out as much, so they won't really be this issue anymore. But as of right now, you can no longer use any of those skins in game, so you don't have to worry about running into the sweaty Groot skins blending into the background any longer there. Multiplayer also got a handful of new updates for UI and UX. Equipping attachments to weapons in private matches now will properly save to the loadout after returning to the main menu, so you don't have to redo that over and over again. Players will no longer be kicked back to the play tab after attempting to equip a weapon via the battle pass menu. Loadouts will no longer appear to have placeholder items selected after transitioning from MWZ into multiplayer. The view weapon mastery button in the weapon customization menu will now reflect handgun mastery. Then also they address an issue that can cause HUD to be visible in hardcore. Sometimes you'd see the score or your ammo count or stuff like that. That's no longer going to happen there. They also addressed some general gameplay updates as well. They addressed an exploit that allowed players to appear in the prone animation while sprinting. So I think people were calling it slithering or something like that. You were in the prone animation, you were flat against the ground, but running at sprint speed. It was crazy to watch and crazy to see in game, but they've now fixed that. Slithering is completely removed. For progression, they improved progression tracking for several kill-based challenges, so they should just be easier to get challenges done for camos or weekly stuff alike. Added a missing name for daily challenge progression in the notifications tray. Now for maps, on Rust they adjusted some free-for-all spawns. On Subbase, they adjusted an exploit that allowed players to exit the playable area. On Spearhead for War, they added spawn points to cargo to prevent defenders from being killed shortly after respawning. And on Farm 18, they relocated a spawn point there. For modes in S&D, sliding near a bomb site no longer allows players to plant or defuse from further away. Then also for perks, EOD now works as intended. Incoming explosive damage is now properly clamped at 80%. We covered this one briefly with yesterday's update, but now it is official there. So handful of patch notes. The main thing though is that Groot has been removed. But then we get this craziness, and Swag initially talked about this on his stream this morning, sort of teasing it, saying that at a private event this past week at Sledgehammer, the developers said for the first time ever they will talk about matchmaking soon. And today we got the first part of them talking about the matchmaking. So this is what was posted. Breaking: for the first time, the Call of Duty team has issued a statement about matchmaking, and here is their full-on quote. "We know there is a lot of interest in the matchmaking experience." That's an understatement. "Especially around how skill contributes to lobbies and matches are put together. Nothing is more important to us than the experience players have with the game, and matchmaking is a big part of that. We've been working on our matchmaking system for well over 10 years, and we know that dating back all the way to BO2, skill-based matchmaking has been in effect in basically every single COD, some more, obvious than others. And we continue to spend a ton of time and energy on improving the matchmaking process. This involves people working at our Call of Duty studios, our backend services team at Demonware, and other groups like the Player Insights team. So admittedly, this entire first paragraph is entirely PR standard. Hey, we've been doing this for a long time. Hey, we have this going on in the background. Shout out to our various studios. That's a very basic statement and nothing really, surprising out of this, outside of them acknowledging that there's skill that goes into player matchmaking. This is important though here, this second paragraph. It's a large effort that we've worked on for many years, and our approach combines latency, search time, and skill, along with many other factors: engagement, optimized matchmaking, how long you're spending on the game, if you're in a party, how good your party is, all sorts of stuff like that, potentially even down to how much you're moving in a game. Are you YYing? Are you always using the top weapons? To try and find the best match experience for you. I don't believe that line. It's not always finding the best match experience, it's finding the most competitive match experience. Talking about this topic in detail can be hard, and we haven't spent the time to pull together all of our work to share with you our insights and improvements over the many years. So they're admitting that they haven't done a very good job of being transparent or really talking about this at all, since obviously this is the very first time they've ever acknowledged this. We're looking forward to doing that in the coming weeks after Season 1 launches, and we'll also make it a part of our ongoing discussions with the community signed the Call of Duty team. So this, like I said, is sort of part 1 of the first ever addressing of skill-based matchmaking or engagement-optimized matchmaking in Call of Duty. They are directly confirming, yes, skill is involved in our matchmaking process. Latency, even though ping is not king, is involved. Search time is involved. Other factors that they don't go into detail on are involved. I do like that they are admitting that they have not done a good job talking about this in the past, and I even like more that they confirm that sometime after Season 1, I would imagine probably in the new year, so they can get everything finalized and it's all set and ready before a long break, I would imagine that they're going to go in depth on some of the things here for skill-based matchmaking. Now, are they going to say, hey, we're removing skill-based matchmaking? Absolutely not. I do not expect anything like that, and I would advise you to not get your hopes up around them making any drastic changes to the matchmaking system. Instead, they're simply going to talk more about the fact that yes, skill is a heavy factor on it, but I imagine they're going to go into their typical PR stuff and say, but it's not just skill like they already sort of have, it's this and that and it's whatever else. At the end of the day though, this is very important because it's showing that there actually is a level of feedback reaching the necessary teams. And I gotta say, ideally this is credit to Sledge. We know that Sledge has been on it so far with community interaction and communication and transparency. Obviously MW3 being their game, and it being such a huge topic of discussion this year, with skill-based matchmaking seemingly being in like overdrive this year. It seems like Sledge maybe might have pushed for this ideally. Like obviously that's just me theorizing and speculating, but it's awesome to see that this has actually been acknowledged. There's a long way to go with it, and like I said, I don't personally think that they're going to be changing anything because it makes them money at the end of the day. Skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking benefits their largest player base, which is the extreme casuals, and that makes their games do better, that makes their games sell better, and that's never going to change because of that fact. But the openness, the transparency here could be huge, and as they mentioned, it's the first time this has ever been done. So definitely some breaking news and some very surprising news here. That said, that is going to wrap things up for this one though. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with all things going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.